solidarity for Indiana University and Bloomington.
Straight ahead on IU NewsNet Daily, students are turning up the heat on IU President Pamela Whitten with a protest aimed at removing her from office and improving graduate student rights.
Plus, a new public safety secretary has been named in Indiana. We'll tell you how Jennifer-Ruth Green's military background will impact law enforcement and emergency preparedness in the state.
In sports, the Indiana Hoosiers have been named in the 10th seed of the upcoming 12-team playoffs, and the opponent for their first matchup has been revealed.
All those stories and more, IU NewsNet Daily starts right now. It's Thursday, December 10th. Hello, and welcome to IU NewsNet Daily. I'm Jay Upshaw.
And I'm Drew Stoltz. Thank you for joining us. An IU student has been charged with vandalizing the Herman B. Wells statue back in October. 21-year-old Luke Summers has been charged with criminal mischief, a Class A misdemeanor, after allegedly defacing the statue with red paint and placing a Palestinian flag in its hand. According to Bloomington police, the incident occurred on October 7th, the one-year anniversary of the start of the Israel-Hamas conflict. The words, "Free Gaza," were also painted in front of the statue. Police reports show security footage, social media posts, and evidence from a search warrant linked Summers to the crime. Summers' arrest sparked criticism from the Palestinian Solidarity Committee, which claims IU is targeting students for expressing support for Palestine. This arrest comes amid ongoing tensions on campus over protests against the war in Gaza and a lawsuit filed by the ACLU challenging IU's expressive activity policy. Summers is currently out on bond and awaits further legal proceedings. The Indiana Supreme Court has denied Joseph Cochran's request to delay his execution, setting the stage for the state's first execution in 15 years. Cochran, convinced of killing 4 people in 1999, is scheduled to die by lethal injection. Cochran's attorneys argued his mental illness warrants a review, but Cochran himself opposed any further appeals. This case marks a return to capital punishment in Indiana amid ongoing debates about mental health and the death penalty.
A 20-year-old was arrested in Monroe County after allegedly being caught in a sexual incident involving a 13-year-old girl. Gabrielle Hensley of Canby, Indiana, was arrested after Monroe County Sheriff deputies responded to a home call. Court documents say the girl's family found Hensley nude in the room with the teen. Investigators say the girl reported that Hensley had forced her to have sex twice in the days before and that he had sent her illicit messages through photos through Snapchat and Facebook. Hensley denies any sexual contact, claiming the incident was a misunderstanding. He faces charges of child molestation and possessions of child pornography and is being held on a $1,000 cash bond. If convicted, he could face up to 16 years in prison.
Bloomington has achieved the highest possible score for LGBTQ+ inclusivity for a 10th consecutive year. The city earned a perfect 100 points on a Human Rights Campaign survey, which evaluates non-discrimination laws, inclusive employment practices, and public support for LGBTQ+ equality. The Bloomington Human Rights Commission says the city remains committed to maintaining its top ranking. It acknowledged difficulties navigating Indiana's law that restricts transgender rights.
Governor-elect Mike Brown has appointed Jennifer-Ruth Green as Indiana's next Secretary of Public Safety. She is a combat veteran with experience in both military and cybersecurity. She will be responsible for managing law enforcement, emergency preparedness, and public safety policies. Green previously served as commander of the 122nd Cyber Operations Flight and held roles in Baghdad with the Air Force. Robert Q. Barry III will become the new dean of Indiana University Bloomington School of Education in April 2025. Currently dean at the University of Arizona, Barry will oversee academics, research, and faculty while expanding the school's global connections. He is a member of the National Academy of Education and earned his doctorate from the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill.
A protest against Indiana University's current leadership brought together multiple campus groups, united in their hopes for significant change, including the removal of President Pamela Whitten. IU NewsNet's Jack Bassett was at the event, and he's here to share what students and staff are advocating for and what the rally signifies for the future. Jack?
Thanks, Jay and Drew. IU's Graduate Worker Coalition hosted an event at the sample gates on Friday. It was entitled Whitten Goes, Union Grows. The rally invited all groups with grievances against the university administration, believing that there's strength in numbers.
Who runs IU? We run IU! Who runs IU? We run IU!
The cold was no match for a determined collective of IU students, faculty, and staff. With dozens standing in solidarity, protesters called for progress and condemned current Indiana University administrative actions that they deem as unjust.
They thought the grad workers would go off and do their thing. They thought the people opposing genocide would go off and do their thing. They thought the faculty would go and do their thing. They thought the people who wanted people safe from sexual violence would go and do their thing. But they don't understand that we are strong when we are together.
United under the Graduate Workers Coalition, or IGWC, the protest included groups opposing the controversial UA-10 free speech policy, the university's response to the Middle East conflict, and cuts to university-wide funding.
We are all endangered by the brazen avarice of the administrators. Our stability, livelihoods, education, and research are all under steady attack. With each year we stand by, our standings drop. Our student body suffers and pay stagnates while the trustees and administrators line their pockets.
In November, members of the IGWC delivered a letter demanding union recognition directly to the Board of Trustees. The graduate collective says they were met with no response from the university. IGWC members argue that while graduate funding remains stagnant, financial support for President Pamela Whitten continues to rise, even after an overwhelming vote of no confidence.
I would ask Pamela Whitten why she thinks it's okay for her to receive the maximum bonus allowed under her contract while I have to decide if I can heat my apartment or not and afford rent at the same time. Why it's okay for graduate students who are doing a lot of the instructional labor and research labor for the university to be on the starvation wages.
Can I get a grad student woo?
A panel of speakers at the event outlined their next steps in light of the university's silence, including the possibility of a labor strike and graduate worker walkout in the coming weeks. The university has not commented on the protest event. Jay and Drew?
Thanks, Jack. Indiana University has revealed details for the 2024 winter commencement, a day filled with joy, traditions, and celebration for graduates and their families. The event will take place on Friday, December 20th at the IU Auditorium with two ceremonies scheduled at 9 a.m. and 12 p.m. An update has been made to accommodate students and families eager to support the IU football team in its historic college football playoff appearance. Detailed participation schedules by school can be found online.
At IU Cinema, a special screening of All the President's Men brought the Watergate scandal back into focus. The event featured Carl Bernstein, who joined for a Q&A to reflect on the film and journalism's role in uncovering political corruption. Bernstein highlighted how Nixon's actions led to his downfall, not the press, saying, "In Watergate, the system worked." He also spoke with students about the reporting process and the importance of persistence in journalism. A federal appeals court unanimously upheld a law on Friday that could ban TikTok in the U.S. by mid-January unless the platform severs ties with its China-based parent company ByteDance. The court rejected TikTok's arguments that the law violated the First Amendment, stating it protects Americans' freedoms from foreign adversaries like China. TikTok plans to appeal to the Supreme Court, arguing the law is censorship and lacks evidence of wrongdoing.
Bloomington has been named Indiana's newest clean community by the state's Department of Environmental Management. This program, started in the early 2000s, encourages communities to improve quality of life through environmental and social initiatives. Bloomington officials have announced the formation of a Clean Team, a group made of local stakeholders to develop sustainability projects through its municipal storm sewer program. Bloomington joins 9 other Indiana counties with the Clean Community Design designation across the state. Now let's shift gears to sports. Emma Meredith is in the studio with an update on who IU will face in the college football playoffs and more. Emma?
Thanks, Drew. Indiana football is headed to the college football playoff for the first time ever, making history yet again this season. The Hoosiers, seeded number 10, will face off against number 7 Notre Dame on December 20th at 8 p.m. in South Bend. The winner advances to the All-State Sugar Bowl to take on Georgia on January 1st. Led by first-year head coach Curt Cignetti, Indiana dominated this season with an 11-1 record, including a 66-0 victory over Purdue. Notre Dame, also 11-1, comes in red-hot with a 10-game winning streak under head coach Marcus Freeman. Notre Dame leads the all-time series, but this Indiana team is ready to make history. After a shaky win against Miami of Ohio, head coach Mike Woodson challenged his Hoosiers to play harder, and they delivered. Indiana opened Big Ten play with an 82-67 win over Minnesota last night, dominating the glass 35-22 and showing a new level of hustle. Sophomore guard Cannon Carlisle scoring 14 points and netting 3 of the team's 4 three-pointers. Six-year center Omar Ballo led the team with 18 points and 7 rebounds. And the Indiana women's basketball team is relying on the blueprint of strong guard play, defense, and floor dominance to compete this season. With Mackenzie Holmes in the WNBA, junior Lily Meissner and senior transfer Caroline Strickland have stepped up. In a 75-60 win over Penn State, Strickland had a career-high 27 points on perfect shooting, while Meissner added crucial defensive contributions. Their play also opened up the floor, allowing the Hoosiers to hit 10 triples. And our hearts are with the family of IU baseball legend Barton Kaufman, who passed away at age 83. Kaufman, a Shelbyville native, earned all Big Ten honors twice and was the second leading hitter in the conference in 1961. He graduated from IU with degrees in life insurance and law before becoming CEO of Kaufman Financial Corporation. A devoted philanthropist, Kaufman supported the IU Foundation, the Holocaust Memorial Museum, and many IU initiatives. In 2012, IU named Bart Kaufman Field in his honor.
Thanks, Emma. Bloomington Transit is celebrating its 25th year of giving back with its annual Stuff a Bus toy and clothing drive. The program supports local families through the Indiana Department of Child Services, collecting new unwrapped toys, clothes, and essentials like clothes, gloves, and mittens. The decorated bus will be stationed at various Bloomington and Elliotsville locations from December 5th through December 14th. For a full list of drop-off locations and times, visit Bloomington Transit's website.
In a recent study by Finance Buzz, Indiana's most popular Christmas song has been revealed. Any guesses on which one? It's Jingle Bells, which also claimed the top spot in many other states. Jingle Bells was the leading Christmas song in Indiana, as well as in Illinois, Maryland, and Florida. Across the country, the song that came in second in popularity was Let It Snow, Let It Snow, Let It Snow, followed by Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. That does us here for us on IU NewsNet Daily. We're signing off, wishing you a great day.
From all of us here, thank you for watching. We'll see you back here on Thursday.